Good day. I have no musical talent at all, but it is kind of fun to play around with it. And I am going to just do a quick review of the Fender Mustang LT25 amp. It's a guitar amp, basically just a little practice amp, but it's got a lot of neat little features, and I thought I'd just show it around a little bit. Okay, so first up we'll just power it on. This one is not like the old school amps. Like, this is actually all digital, which is kind of neat. So some of the basic features of the amp is a 25 watt. So more than enough for a little practice amp. You're not going to go like performing with this thing, more than likely. It does have an auxiliary input right here and a headphone jack output. So you can have music playing into the amp and then you can play along with, and or you can have your headphones on so you're not disturbing everyone else in the house. Across the top you have your basic dials. You have your gain, your volume, treble, bass, and then your master volume. You also have a built-in guitar tuner as well. If you hold this button down, it says hold for tuner. You hold this down, if you can see on the display, it changes, and then all you have to do is just strum a string, and then it will tell you where you lie on the tone. Oh, there you go. So there's E. Now you don't have to push a button to tell it what string you're trying to tune. You just hit the string. Come on, there we go. Okay. And when you're done, you just tap the button again, and then in theory, should be in tune. Now the cool thing about this little amp are all the presets. So instead of adjusting the knobs manually, what this thing comes with is a whole bunch of presets loaded in, and they're on this dial. So all you do is turn the dial, and it starts off on preset 1 is just Fender clean. So that's just a straight up, nice, just standard kind of sound. But there's 60, that's 60 different spots in here for presets that you can load in. And they come with 30 that are preloaded, and the rest of them you can actually go online and get more presets, or you can, with your own dials, you can set up your own preset and save it to a different spot. So what this amp does for you is it basically gives you a whole bunch of foot pedal effects that are built into the thing, right on the thing. So like here, I'll just sort of go through a few of them. You just turn the dial, and bam, you're on a different preset. And there are a lot of these, so it's fun just to sort of like play around with this. Just skate punk, we got solo mid burst, jazz amp, metal lead is like a nice distortion effect there. Vintage tremolo. That's a nice one. There's just so many of these. There's another thrash one. So many of these presets are just fun to just play. Delay, clean delay. Octobot one note. Okay. Little Champ, I think, actually just makes it sound like a cheap amp, if you want that. Phaser swirl's neat. I like that one. Okay. Rockabilly, Garage Fuzz, Space Travel is neat. I like that one. There's also an acoustic one, so it just sounds just straight up acoustic sound. And then here's something that one of my sons put in there, so you can do your own and save them. So 30 presets is what it comes with, but you can get more. Okay, now obviously the big disadvantage to this over real foot pedals is you can't kick it into gear while you're playing. You have to actually turn the knob physically. So that's where this little guy comes in. This is sold separately. It doesn't come with the amp, but you can buy a little Fender foot switch, and that works along with the amp. So you can actually switch between any two presets you want on the fly. I'll show you. So there's a separate jack on the back here that says foot switch. Plug her in there. Then on the menu, you have to go into the menu, and then there's you just use the dial to navigate the menu. There's a section for foot switch. So we just hit the button OK. Now the first one you can pick a preset, so I have it on Fender Clean. And the second preset you can set it to whatever you want. So this is on metal lead. You could press a button and change it to whatever you want. So if you want phaser swirl, there you go. Okay. So number one is set to Fender Clean, and the other one is set to phaser swirl. So now the foot switch will go back. Okay. Now get our guitar here. Oh. Okay. So it'll still be on whatever preset you had last time, but when you want to switch, click the foot pedal. Now we're on phaser swirl, click it again. Now we're back on Fender Clean. So basically this gives you a whole lot of versatility with this amp, because now any two presets you want can be rigged up to the switch. It's pretty fun to play with. Okay, but say you don't like the presets, even though I don't think you'll not like them. But if you want more, other than making your own right on the knobs manually, there is this little USB jack right there. And there's a computer right there. There's a cord. We'll hook them up. Now we're going to show you the Fender Tone App. Fender Tone App. Okay, so the Fender Tone Amp, saying it again, the Fender Tone App can be downloaded from Fender. It's free to download. So you just take a USB cord to your little Mustang amp, you plug it in, and as soon as you do that, your computer, or you could use a tablet for that matter, should detect the amp and then pulls it up on the screen. Okay, so now what you have is that you can punch in a whole bunch of virtual foot pedals, and you can kind of mix and match stuff. You can also download a bunch of presets off the website. So if you're looking for a particular sound or a particular band, you can like search like, what does this band on this album, what did they sound like? And you can like select from some presets, save it to your amp. Now they get added to that list of 60 presets that are on your dial that you can then utilize. But all your presets are on the side right here. So all along the side here are all the presets that are already in the app, and you can move these. I think you can move these orders around. Like you can. I haven't played this much, but you see, as I'm clicking on this, you can. I don't know if you can hear in the back, but it is altering the load of the amp. But the amp itself is actually. This is all live happening here, right? So you can click on that, go to flange. So it's kind of neat, the computer is now controlling your amp. Okay, so let's go back to the Fender Clean, which is the first preset there. So it's just a very clean, nice sound. Now, if we want to change this, you can click on these little empty boxes beside here. So you can click plus, and now here's a selection of all your virtual foot pedals. So if you want, say, a tremolo there, then you just click that, done, bam. Now that pedal is added to the series. So now your sound is probably a little bit different. There it is. So now this is a Fender Clean, but with the tremolo foot pedal on there too. Now if you want to fine tune each foot pedal, all you gotta do is click on the foot pedal. It brings up the whole foot pedal, and you can change the dials right on the screen. So there, we'll change the speed. I don't know what that does. There we go. Okay, now. Not as pronounced. Okay, so we'll go back. And then here's one for delay. You can throw another one on here. You can get a reverse, a delay, an echo. Don't like the tremolo. Can we get rid of this one? Swap effect. Bam. There we go. You go none, chorus. Well, let's do chorus. There we go. There's chorus. We'll go back. Okay. Now what does that sound like? Nice. So this gives you a whole lot of playability on this amp. And for someone starting out, this gives you a lot of sound to pick from without having to put a whole lot of investment on the table. So speaking of cost, what did this cost? So basically the amp itself, the ones I saw, they came in two sizes in the store where I was. They had the 25, which is this one here. They had a bigger one, which is the LT50. Just a 50 watt, just a bigger amp. Otherwise, identical. So they had pretty much the same sound, all the same presets, all the same features. They all had the built-in tuner. Everything was the same. This one was about $230 Canadian. That's in 2022. The bigger one I think was $370. So it's a little bit of a step up. But I find this one has more than enough power for a practice amp for just, if you're in a house, you're not trying to rattle the windows, this is a good little amp. With all the presets and all the sound you can get out of this thing, especially for someone learning, or if you have a kid that just wants to get into it, you don't want to put, you know, a ton of money into this if you don't know if they're going to play it much or be serious about it. This gives you a lot of ability to play whatever style you want without buying a whole ton of foot pedals. The foot pedal switch itself, this is sold extra. It was only about 22 bucks. So really, the amp for $220, $230, add a foot pedal for another $20, and you know, for what I do, for what we do right now, we're not going to ever need anything more. So yeah, I love this little amp. It's just fun to play with. It gets my kids excited about playing, and now they're more likely to pick it up and actually put their effort and time into it. When you have equipment that's nice and fun to use, you want to play, you want to get into it. So yeah, I'm a fan. Hope this helped you if you're shopping around for amps. You want to see what it's about. I really don't have a downside to this thing. It's just kind of nice all around. Yeah, love it. Okay, hope this helped. Thank you. Bye.